right, welcome back. Welcome back to News and Talk 1380 WAOK. It is your main man, Chris Smith, holding you down for the next 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to now my exclusive interview. You've been hearing the drops, you've been hearing us promote it, and now we have them on the program. Long-term friends of the program, long-term friends of Atlanta. They've been here forever, providing back to the community and giving us education on safety and how to protect ourselves. I have now on the program president for 3 Bass Reeves Gun Club, founder chapter of the National African American Gun, and certified instructor and owner of the Lion's Den Tactical, Mr. Larry Brown. Great morning, sir. How you doing?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing good, sir. Right now we have you on the program talking everything safety and firearms education. First, I know everybody's pretty much familiar with you all, but for those who may have just been hearing you for the first time, could you please tell us more about the Bass Reeves Gun Club?
Yes, sir. So, back, as you mentioned, we're the founding chapter for NAGA, National African American Gun Association. And so we've been around. We're approaching our 10-year anniversary next year. We founded in February for Black History Month. And so, like you said, what we do is we give back to the community in training with our members and just helping them get to wherever skill level they would like to get to. We've done scholarship to the youth for outgoing seniors and continuing freshmen going into their sophomore years. We've been doing that for the last maybe 3 to 4 years. And we're a 501c3. So everything that we do is through donations to our club. So our members don't pay any dues. We are completely member driven. In that everything that we can do is driven by our members and funded for our members to be able to do those types of things. So we've been giving back to Ladies Day for the last 7 to 8 years.
Yes,
that
sir.
event where we just train ladies. The only thing they pay is $25, and that goes to the range that we teach at. We have that every second Sunday. So that is coming up next month. So we're always looking for ways to kind of educate and give back to the community. Even with our youth program as well. So we try to make sure the youth understand what these tools are, but they have to go through that program with the guardian. So we're always looking at ways to make sure everyone's being safe and just give back to the community that way.
Amazing. And I'm glad that we actually had some time with you today because we are in some crucial times right now, very crucial times. And I think this is something we definitely need to have our eyes on. So let's take it back. Now, like you stated, the largest black gun club in the world. We want to know what inspired the creation of the club and how has it evolved over the years to become such a significant force in the community. Like we stated, we are really in some trying times right now. So seeing things like this being created is something monumental. Talk to us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I try to give the history of the thinking behind our founder, Phil Smith. And he's mentioned in the past that, when a lot of times when our members or our people go to the range, we don't see a lot that look like us a lot of times. And he noticed that and decided to start the organization to try to just get the people who look like him when going into the range. I would venture to say I don't want to try to put words into his mouth, but I don't think he initially thought it would grow as big as it has, but that was his vision to just get with people who look like him and go as a unit to go to the range, to just have a kind of a safe space, if you will. And this is me kind of speaking for myself at this point.
Yes, sir.
But that was his vision is to get a group of people who can go to the range with that look like him and kind of have a safe space within that. It has now grown to where we have over 50,000 members, I would say. We have about 145 to 50 chapters across the country. And like I said, all started here in Atlanta, all started downtown at Stoddard's Range and Guns almost 10 years ago now. So that was his vision, to be able to get with a group of people who look like him to go into the range and just kind of fellowship it, to be honest with you, at the start of it all.
Wow. And it started here in Atlanta. Could you talk about actually getting people to be comfortable with this idea? We know firearms is looked at in a certain way in our community. How hard was that to be able to normalize something like this and to have people literally, we've got requests for you all to be on the program for ages. How have we been able to normalize that?
Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing, and I wasn't there at the beginning, but I think the biggest thing for me is you have people who are already at the firearms. It's in our community whether they like it or not. It's already there. But then the biggest thing is, I think for us, is the education piece of it all. We're not just going to shoot guns. It's not just, hey, let's just go outside and just shoot guns, or go to the range and shoot guns. No, it's let's go learn how to actually be proficient with these tools. And I say tools intended because they are tools. So let's go learn how to be proficient with these tools. My trade outside of the instructor is finance accounting. I don't just wake up and say I'm just going to do it. I had to go learn how to do that and continue to work on that. So that is where we, I think, get people more comfortable is once you teach them how to be safe with it, once you teach them the rules of firearm safety and all those things and how to handle it properly, is where that drive, that hunger starts to go for most people. To me, so education is the hallmark for us, and where I think you start to get people comfortable that you demystify what you see on the news with these firearms and these tools when you start to learn what they truly can do and how they truly operate. And that is where we come in, is teaching you how it truly operates. Because some of the news, some of the shows and movies would have you thinking they do something that they truly don't do in most cases.
Currently, we are speaking with the president of the Bass Reeves Gun Club, founding chapter of the National African American Gun Association, Larry Brown, and we are clearing up a lot of information for those who've been asking, where do we have a club like this that look like us? Well, we have them here right now on the program. You're coming up close to celebrating 10 years of service, the 10-year anniversary, and congratulations on that as well. What are some of the key milestones or achievements that you're most proud of during the club's first decade of service?
Yeah, I think the expansion is huge. And that's one of the things I think, like I said, I don't think Phil, and reiterating what he said in the past, I don't think he thought it would get this big. But in 10 years, we've gone to 50,000 members across the country. Like I said, hundreds of chapters across the country. That is huge. One of the other key milestones that we have up to, I think, 2021 is the national organization created its own instructor program. So I'm fortunate enough to be one of the instructors and one of the training counselors for that program, to where we now have our own program as well, to where we can certify our own instructors, vet our own instructors, wow, and get them out there. We're creating curricula to continue to create our own program. I hate to use the for us bias, but that is essentially what it is. It's for us bias. We're creating our own to be those sources of information for you. So we have, I'm not sure the total number of instructors across the country, but I know there's only a handful of us that are training counselors. So it's kind of a select group. And so we're starting to venture into that space as well, to where, we can have our own certified curricula across the country. We had countless states already. There are concealed carry curricula. In Georgia, we don't have a class, but it's important as we grow as an organization to have that in different states as well. So those are some of the milestones I think is important, to just the growth, and now having our own training department is huge, I think, as well for the organization.
Yes, sir. And on the next break, we got a few callers that has a few questions, but I want to get to some more things that you all got going on. Empowering women and the youth. This is something that a lot of people love that you all do. Could you speak about the programs, the classes that you have to empower these particular groups, why it's important to create safe and welcoming spaces for women and young people in the community?
Absolutely. So I'll start with Ladies Day. So that's an initiative that one of our members, Zeta Davis, started, like I said, about 7 to 8 years ago now. And again, it was just a safe space for ladies to come and shoot. Sometimes we as men can be a little bit much and want them to run before they walk. And so this is more of a safe space for them to kind of learn the basics of firearms handling and shooting. And then they can continue the education from there. We've taught, I would say, over 1,000 women over this initiative. And it's one of those situations where we're teaching for free. It's truly a give back to the community. Anyone can come to it. This is one of our few non-member events. to where anyone can come to it. As it's every second Sunday. It will be December the 8th this coming month. We do teach outside, so the weather is something of concern. But what we talked with the last group of ladies is that, hey, it might be a little cold, but what if it happens outside? So you get kind of a sense of real world. It's not going to be perfect, but you still got to handle your business when you have to. And so they got that and they embrace that. So it gives the ladies a little bit more of a influence being outside where they can kind of learn more. But it's just one of those things that we were passionate about, that I'm passionate about, that we give back in that way. And then with the youth as well, we teach them. The youth actually take that for free. The only person that pays is the guardian, and still are paying just $25 to $35 for them. And again, that goes to the range of materials. We're teaching for free. And with that program, we are, like I said, we're teaching the youth, but the guardian has to be there with them because they're learning just as much as the youth is learning as well. We do allow them to shoot, but it's more so to demystify what these things are. They're curious about it already, right? So now, hey, let's put you in a safe space,
right,
to where you can actually touch it, feel it, see what it does. And now, hey, now you know, again, don't touch it. Don't touch it without your guardian present. So we definitely take the parents and guardians through those courses with the youth, so that way everybody's learning together what they can and can't do, what they should or shouldn't do with these firearms, and what to take place should the youth be with a family friend or someone else, and that firearm is introduced. Now they know, hey, don't touch it, or let me get myself out of this situation because this is unsafe, because I know what this can do now. So we're passionate about that. We run that about every quarter with the youth. Again, the youth come free. So if they have multiple kids can come. The one guardian just pays that one fee. So we're teaching them for free. We have a member of our chapter who donates the ammo for that. So he's been a wealth of support in that as well. So it's, like I said, it's all member driven, and we do this just to give back to the community and make sure the youth understand what these are, and the guardian as well, how to properly handle it around their children.
Wow, the president, Mr. Larry Brown, having an important conversation right now that I know is needed to be had in our community. We will have him back on the other break. If you got any questions, make sure you file those phone lines, 404-726-1380. We are speaking all things safety and firearm education. We'll be right back on the other side. You're tuned in to News and Talk, 1380 WAOK. Welcome back to News and Talk, 1380 WAOK. It is your main man, Chris Smith, holding the program down. We got about an hour left, and right now we have an exclusive interview with the president of the Bass Reeves Gun Club, Mr. Larry Brown. We got a few callers on the line. Want to make sure you get to your question quick, as we do not have too much of his time left. First caller, we have Jamari out of Atlanta. Great morning, sir. What is on your mind?
Hey, how's it going? I was just wondering, is your classes and courses easily accessible to the public? Because I feel like in the black community, we don't advocate for gun safety and gun rights too much, and this could be a big thing. We need to get it going.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do have classes through the chapter. We teach a basic pistol course and pretty much a basic rifle course through the chapter. Those run bi-monthly in most cases. And then, as he mentioned, through my own company as well, I teach pretty much year-round for me. So things are just running on a continuous basis. So you can find, and I'll go ahead and put that out there, you can find our Bass Reeves classes at Bass, B-A-S-S, Reeves, REEVESGC.com. And that's for all of our events for the chapter. As well. And then, like you said, some of our things, because we're doing so much of the chapter, those are a little less frequent. But if you're looking directly for an instructor outside of that, LD Tactical, which is my company, lionsdentactical.com, you can find me there for any classes that we have as well. I have as well for. So But yes, I would agree with you. That is one of the things where we as a community, I feel like, should take more seriously is the education part of it and learning how to use them better as well. So yes, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your question, Jamari. I appreciate you. Next call on the line, we have Todd out of Cleveland, Ohio. Great morning, sir. What is in your mind?
Hey, Larry, I have 3 questions for you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
I would like to know, do you help train people on where and when the gun laws apply as far as usage of a gun, particularly in Georgia, since that's where everybody is that you train? Number 2, do you teach people about quality of product without endorsing an individual gun product, such as, this is what the record is with this particular gun as far as you being a consumer? And 3, everybody doesn't necessarily work well with every gun. Do you help train people on, like, okay, this gun will probably work better for you, various reasons, muscle tone, reason for using it, things like that?
Yes, sir. So to answer your first, yes. So we definitely teach in our Bass Reeves Foundation class when you can and can't use that firearm. So that is one of the things that we want to make sure people are aware of. I will say in Georgia, I know you're calling from Cleveland, but in Georgia before going constitutional carry, we had no class requirement anyway. So one of the things I'm definitely passionate about, and that we'll be doing this year from my own side, is offering the legal use of force classes more regularly, virtually, so that people can understand, hey, this is when I can use it, this is when I can't use it. And so those are the things I think, especially in Georgia, we have to really learn, because constitutional carry, whatever their thoughts were on that, is not really the biggest issue for me. We never had an educational requirement anyway, so people still were just going to do whatever they wanted to do. So when to use is hugely important. We do teach that on both ends. Quality of product, I agree with you. I don't try to say, hey, you should use this gun because of the reputation. I'll tell people what not to get versus what to get. That's my thing, because what not to get is more important, because it's probably cheap. It's probably not going to work well. It's probably going to jam. It's probably going to break. I would steer them to, hey, I don't get these. Go find what works for you. And that kind of leads into your last question about what works best for that person. I'm a Glock guy. I know a lot of people don't like Glock. That's fine. What works best for you? And then we'll find what works best for you through a variety of different firearms and see, hey, this one works best for you. You shoot better with this one. It feels better in your hand with this one based on what they tell me. So I'm never a proponent of saying, hey, you got to get this, you got to get that. I'll also tell you what not to get. And then also, hey, let's find what works best for you. What do you work best with? Because it's like driving a car to me, and how I explain it to people. I drive a Nissan. You might like a BMW. That's perfectly fine. They both do the same thing, but this one works best for you, while this one works best for me. No issues. Let's just get the job done.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your call, Mr. Todd. We appreciate you. We only got a few minutes left with Mr. Brown. I want to make sure that we are talking about the events that you all have coming up, shedding some more light. December the 8th, you spoke a little bit more about it earlier, but just to shed a little more light on it before you leave out, Ladies' Day Out, community class, December the 8th. Can you tell us more about the event, what women can expect on a special day, and how can they sign up for it?
Yep. So we normally have Ladies' Day, like I say, it's every second Sunday. Max is 25 ladies. And what they can expect, typically, depending on the size and the experience of the group, is really to get you understanding how to use the firearm. We're not getting you out there to do a lot of high speed, low drag type of things. It's just, let's stand in place, work on our mechanics, get our foundation. It's really to get your foundation right. As an analogy, you can't build a house on just dirt. You got to set a foundation. This is setting your foundation for what you can start doing. This is also an opportunity for ladies who don't have a firearm. I want to make sure they understand this. You do not have to have a firearm to participate. We have plenty of firearms that you can use of ours. And this is kind of like the gentleman was saying about the different handguns to use. We bring out a variety of different types of firearms and let the ladies kind of figure out what works best for them in this situation. We provide the ammo. So if they come with no ammo, we got ammo for them. So we provide everything that you'll need to have a good learning experience. We take you through the basics of how to use the 5 fundamentals of marksmanship. We make sure you understand the five rules of firearm safety. And we work all of those things for the ladies. And every now and then we'll throw something in, just to drill in, just to kind of add a little spice for them. But mostly it's just static at a table, standing, and using the firearm that you either brought or that you were giving to you to use for that class session. And it just takes them through a whole wide variety of just different techniques as we go through some of the drills at times, to where they can just learn different things that they may do, from seated position to we've done things from, hey, how do I keep it at home? How do I access it? So, okay, cool. We'll show you the different levels of keeping it stored at home, and this is how you access them. And then they can decide how they want to keep it at the house. The last ladies' day, we did a whole gun cleaning clinic because some of the ladies were like, I don't know how to clean it. Cool. Bring your firearm. We'll show you how to break it down. Wow. We'll show you how to clean it. We'll show you how to put it back together. So we've done that. We're probably going to start running that a little more frequently, because that is some of the questions I get even without them coming to our event. Say, hey, do you teach how to clean a firearm? But yes, we do. So we'll probably start doing that a little more frequently as well. So it's kind of a one-stop shop to say, I want to get into it, but I don't know how. This is your how. This is how you can come out completely blank slate. You don't need anything but yourself. And we got eyes and ears. You just come out and we'll get you through. To sign up for that, you want to go to Bass Reeves GC. That's BASSREEVES. G as in gun, C as in club.com. And you just scroll down to the bottom of our page, and you should see a Ladies Day Out event right there to register, and how to pay for that event as well, because registration does not equal payment. So you have to pay for the event before you can actually get you on there. And then all the dates and times of what you need to bring are on there as well. And then if you are on Facebook, you can follow that and find us there as well, either through Facebook or Instagram at Bass Reeves GC on those platforms as well. Those handles is at Bass Reeves GC on those platforms. And we post all of our open to the public events on that public page for us. So you can see all those events that we have that we'll have there as well. So that's one of those events. And then we also have our general meeting next month on the 21st. That's another open to the public. So if you're not sure if you want to join us as a member, that's a way to come see us in person, see what we're about. And that way you can kind of gauge, hey, I want to join them. I just want to take classes. Either way, that's open to a public event for us. We kind of got to say, come see what we're about before you join as a member for us.
We thank you so much for your time, Mr. Brown, your transparency and clarity with this. I'm certain we helped a lot of people, and they're going to be running to this to be able to sign up for it. This interview will be live on the WAOK platforms after this show ends, ladies and gentlemen. So if you missed it, you just joining in, don't fret. This will be right up after the program is over with links to all of the programs that Mr. Brown spoke about. Thank you so much, Mr. Brown. We hope to have you back on the program soon, sir.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard that loud and clear. The president of the Bass Reeves Gun Club. Let's keep this show on the move. My next guest, it will be on the program. You're tuned in to the WAOK Morning Show. This is News and Talk, 1380 WAOK.